Now, your Big 2 local weather authority forecast. We warn you first with Chief Meteorologist Chase Menendez.
Well, good evening, everybody. Midland is pretty quiet for this evening. Still a little bit of cloud cover overhead. You can kind of see those flares reflecting off of some of that cloud cover out that way right now. Sky tracker also pretty steady as a rock. Really not looking at a whole lot of wind speeds, at least for the central basin, but that's not the case everywhere. Thanks to that sky tracker network in Midland, we've got a good look at those conditions outside. Switching over to satellite and radar, you can see where the source of that cloud cover is coming from. A lot of thunderstorm activity along the eastern edge of the basin. Now, earlier today, we did have a couple of showers south of I-10. It looks like for the most part that is beginning to back off and die down. Still a couple of light drizzle spots popping up right around the border of Pecos and Terrell counties, but aside from that, just a little bit of cloud cover south of I-10. The basin, kind of a different story. We've got a couple of active thunderstorms out there, kind of almost a complex of thunderstorms on the eastern edge of the basin. We did also see one little storm cell firing off just down along Highway 67, but really didn't do a whole lot. Picked up for a short time, produced a lot of lightning, and then really just dissipated pretty rapidly. The main storm cell to watch is this one here around Coahoma. Now, this is still a severe, or rather is not a severe thunderstorm warned storm anymore. That expired at 10:15 and has not been reissued, but in its place, it did leave behind a flash flood warning expiring at 11:15 p.m. as well as a flood advisory just off to the north right around Big Spring that'll be expiring at midnight. So two different flood warnings, one of which is pretty serious, this flash flood warning, and again expiring at 11:15 p.m. So do be careful on the roads near Big Spring. Do your best to avoid any flooded roadways if you can. But thankfully that storm is pushing outside of our viewing area now. Now, it is still producing a lot of strong winds. This big red blob right here, basically just a super strong wind gust pushing down to the south and east right now. So do be on the lookout if you are in Sterling City, because this storm is still producing some very strong winds, but thankfully not much in the way of hail anymore. We did see a pretty good hail core off to the east of Forsan, but it looks like that hail core has moved on a little bit further to the east and begun to dissipate pretty rapidly. Now, for the rest of the evening, we do still technically have this marginal risk issued by the Storm Prediction Center here in green for a lot of the southeastern basin, but as that main cell is tracking outside of our viewing area, I think it's taking with it a lot of energy, so we should be in the clear here for the rest of the evening. Once we get to tomorrow, though, we've got another chance at some more thunderstorms, a 40% chance at that for Midland and Odessa to see some thunderstorms in the afternoon hours. Now, these storms could be even more powerful than what we saw today, so we'll be on the lookout for that here at Big 2 News. Make sure you keep us on your TV and make sure you keep us on your computer there. We've got the Facebook page and we've also got our app, and here's the reason why. Once we get into the afternoon time, start to see a couple of isolated thunderstorm cells beginning as early as about 2-3 p.m. south of I-10 and along the northern basin. Now, as those storms push to the east, they actually intensify pretty rapidly. Should be getting out of the way by about 10-11 p.m. in the evening time, so kind of an early event. But the Storm Prediction Center does have us under a slight risk as of now, including almost all of Ector County and the entirety of Midland County. And this time, we are pretty close to the bullseye here for that severe weather risk tomorrow. Now, that means we have a chance for some hailstorms, some damaging winds, localized flooding, and possibly even an isolated tornado for tomorrow afternoon. So again, keep it here to Big 2 News. Check out our Facebook page and download our app, the yourbasin.com weather app, so that we can push all those alerts out to you so you can stay safe. Now, there is only a 40% chance for an isolated thunderstorm overhead in Odessa, Midland, but if it does pop up, it's likely to be very powerful. Now, that'll give way to a 30% chance for showers on Saturday, and high temperatures really ramp up after that. 103 Sunday, and yikes, look out, 108 on Monday.
Ooh, I don't like the sound of tornadoes, so hopefully no tornadoes or severe weather tomorrow.
Hopefully we just get the rain and the severe weather will pass us by.
Yep, fingers crossed on all fronts right there.
Yeah. Monday looks a little brutal.
Look
You
out.
warned us, Chase.
That's right.
Thanks, Chase.
Thanks.